Welcome back, friends. If you haven't noticed, there's a little slight bit of a channel rebrand. So I'm now going to be using Clockwork Writer for my YouTube because I want to include like AuthorTube stuff too, because I'm working on a book right now. So I want to be able to include both books and writing. So if anyone's wondering why the name has changed, that is why. And I love the new name. I think it's really fun. I've been getting really into Shadowhunters lately, so the whole thing. But so that's why that is changed. But that's not the point of today's video. I just wanted to put it out there before I forgot. So today's video is going to be an exciting one because I am going to be doing my first Q&A. Booktube Q&A. So I actually found some questions on TikTok. They have the book talk Q&A, book talk questions. So I've just saved a bunch of those. So I'm going to be entering those questions. I would love to do a Q&A that you guys would like to see me answer, like questions you want me to answer. So if you want to leave some questions down below, I can do a regular one like that in the future. But for now, we're going to read the book talk questions. So let's go ahead and get started. Question number 1. You just found out one of your favorite books is getting a film adaptation. What is your reaction? Oof. That's tough because we all know it can go one of two ways. And everybody wants the best for their favorite book if it gets an adaptation, but it just doesn't always end up happening. And it's really upsetting. There's not a lot of book to movie adaptations that I like. I've talked about Beastly before and how the movie adaptation was the worst thing ever. I still watch it because it's like nostalgic and I love Vanessa Hudgens, but it's not true to the book at all. It's really not true to the book. If you haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't recommend it. I would recommend reading the book. If you're into that it's kind of like a fairy tale retelling, I guess, Beauty and the Beast retelling. But the book is so much better, like so much better. So I guess if I had to say, if my favorite book was getting an adaptation, I'd be a little, what's the word? Apprehensive? Scared? Nervous? I don't know. Anxious? A mix of all of the above, because you just never know what they're going to do with an adaptation, and it depends on who's directing it and who's writing it and who they cast in it. It's just a whole mix, and it's not good. It's not always good. So I think honestly I'd be a little nervous. I'd probably still watch it just because I wouldn't want to instantly have like a negative opinion on it if it turns out to actually be good. So it all depends on what it is. Next question. What was the last book you finished and would you recommend it? The last book I finished, what was the last book I finished? City of Ashes? I think it was City of Ashes by Cassandra Clare, and yes, I would recommend it. I love those books so far. I'm about to start reading the third one soon. I'm really behind in the series, I know. I'm getting there. They're long books, so it's taking me some time. Although the second book I read in like a few days. So that one had me hooked pretty quickly. Yeah, so I would recommend it. Do the books you choose to read change based on season? I would say no, because I'm a mood reader, so my books change depending on my mood. Like, one day I'll be in the mood for a romance, which I admittedly don't have a lot of romance books. My library, if you can see, is mostly fantasy, but I do love romance books sometimes, so it'll change depending on my mood, honestly. Question number 4. Are you in any book clubs? If not, have you been in one? I'm not in any book clubs. I'm not opposed to it, but I'm not in any, no. Except if you count the one on like booktube that a booktuber hosts, then yeah, that one. But I think that's the only one. Question 5. Why do you read? Purely for escapism, to learn about other cultures, to help you fall asleep? I don't fall asleep when I read books because I get way too invested and way too emotionally attached that I end up crying and like screaming. So I can't fall asleep reading. It would not go well for me. I think the reason that I read is a mix between, sometimes, yeah, I do want to learn about other cultures, obviously, but admittedly, I also don't read a lot of books like that. I read mostly fantasy or like mystery, but I read because I love storytelling and I love to immerse myself in a new world, in a new realm, land, whatever you want to call it. I love to immerse myself in the world that I'm reading about. So I guess, yeah, escapism. But more than that, it's storytelling. I love storytelling in all forms. I will just consume every bit of it. I love it. So, yeah, for the storytelling, because I love meeting new characters and getting invested and emotionally attached. That happens way too often. That's why I don't let myself watch new TV shows I've never seen, because I get way too emotionally invested. It's bad. Like, it's really bad. Okay, next question. Did you read a lot as a child, as a teenager? Yes. So my love for reading started when I was a kid. It started, when did it? I don't know. It really just, it's been in me for as long as I can remember. My mom used to read to me a lot when I was little, and I loved it. My teachers would read to us at school. I've just been around storytelling and writing for as long as I can remember. I've grown up with it, so it's my favorite thing. I would say I stopped really reading a lot. Like when was it? Like my sophomore year of high school? I want to say I stopped reading. But then I picked it back up. Was it last year or 2021? 2021, 2022. I picked it back up and like really went with it again. But yeah, I would say my sophomore year of high school up until like 2021 I stopped. I don't really know why. I don't know if it was just a really long reading slump or I just fell out of the habit of it. I'm not sure. But yes, as a kid I devoured everything I could, especially Heartland. If anyone knows me in real life, you know how I feel about Heartland. I'm not going to get into it because I'll cry. But I love Heartland. That was one of the first series I got into besides Boxcar Children. Those two were the ones I read the most as a kid. But long story short, yes, I did read a lot as a kid. Let's see. Next question. Do you ever have reading slumps? If yes, what causes them? Yes, I do. As we just answered in my last question. I get into reading slumps, I don't want to say easily. I guess it depends on what I'm reading at the moment. But the reason for them varies between if I really don't like the book that I'm currently reading. If I just can't get into it, I'll just kind of put it down and then not come back to it for a while and then not go back to any other books. Sometimes there's times when I'll go for like a few weeks or like a month without reading, and then all of a sudden I'm like, I need to read, and I like just devour story after story. But yeah, I definitely go through reading slumps. Yeah, it gets bad sometimes, but we all do, so like it's fine. Next question. If you were forced to pick one favorite book, what book would you pick? That's not fair. That's not fair. I don't want to pick the same one I always pick, even though I'm obsessed with Shadow and Bone. We all know. I would say this is really hard. this is a lot harder than I thought it was gonna be. You know what? I'm gonna go with... Oh, this is so hard. If I had to pick one favorite book, this should not be this hard, but it is. It just is. I'm gonna have to be stereotypical. I don't care. It's fine. Shadow and Bone, the first book. I love this world. I love this story. I love these characters, minus the Darkling. I love the world building in this. I love the interactions with Mal and Alina. I love the history we have between them. It's just wonderful. I love this book. I love this story so much. It's incredible. And then my second pick would be, of course, Caraval. Love Caraval. This book means a lot to me. I love it. It's what got me back into reading again after however long I stopped. This is what got me into reading again. Like, this book. I don't know, but it's really good. I'm obsessed. And the reason that Legendary is out, by the way, because I don't know if you can tell it's missing. It's because I'm finally reading it, and I'm loving it so far. Is anybody surprised? No. Nobody's surprised. So, next question. Do you pay attention to tropes? If yes, what are your favorites and least favorites? Yes, I pay attention to tropes. Don't we all? Yes, I definitely pay attention to tropes. I don't know. I think my favorite... One of my favorites, I don't think this is a trope, but, books with letters in them. I love that. Like, in the Caraval books, how they have letters. Like, I love it. And that's something I've added into my book, sneak peek, into what I'm reading, or what I'm writing, sorry. I have letters in my books as well, and I love it. I love it. There's just something about it. I don't think that's a trope, but I love it. I would say my favorite trope... Oh man, that's really hard. I love friends to lovers. I love enemies to friends to lovers. What else? I don't know. That's all I can really think of right now. But one that I don't like. One that I do not like. What is one I don't like? This is embarrassing. I should know this. And yet I don't. Let's see. We're going to look it up real quick. Book. We'll see. Okay. One that I don't love is Secret Identity Royal. No, not Royal. Secret Identity, like billionaire type tropes. I'm not a fan. I'm just not. What else is there? Let me see. I'm gonna pick one more least favorite. Because, like, I have them, but my mind just goes blank when I'm being asked a question. Let's see. Oh, Amnesia, Mistaken Identity. Big trigger. I don't like it. I don't like it. I don't want that in my books. So, no. No. Okay. Is there a genre you wish you liked more? If yes, what genre? Yes. I wish that I could get into... I don't know. I wish I could get into, like... non-fiction more, like what's the word I'm trying to think of, like biographies, like about celebrities, like those kind of books. I wish I could, because some of them seem interesting to read for sure, but I can't do it. I don't care. Like Spare being one of the most popular ones out right now, I just don't care. Like I wish I did, but I don't. So I'm not gonna try and torture myself with that, because it'll be hard to get through, and I don't want to do that to myself. But I will watch videos on people's reactions to it, which is always really fun. But yeah, I can't get into that kind of book. I just can't do it. Let's see. Next question. What are some films or TV shows that have done justice to the book? Oh, there's not many. There's really not many. Whew. Shadow and Bone season 1 was decent. I mean, it wasn't great, but it was decent. I just recently watched a couple episodes of the Shadowhunter series with Kat McNamara, I think that's how you say her name, as Clary. I don't know if I can get into that one. It just feels, I don't know, it doesn't feel like the world to me. It just feels wrong or off or something. I don't like it. And who they cast for Jace in the show, I'm not a fan. I'm sorry, I'm just not. And we all know how I feel about Beastly, the movie. We're not going to go there. So, oh, okay. I can answer this with a positive. The movie The Click. Have any of you guys ever read the books by Lacey Harrison, I think her name is? I follow Ellen Marlowe on YouTube and Instagram, and she is hilarious. But she makes a lot of videos talking about the movie and like her experience when making it and stuff, and it's very interesting. But I feel like that movie did a very solid job of the adaptation. Like, it was very close to the books, and I love that. So that's like a comfort movie I still rewatch once in a while. It's like a childhood favorite. But yeah, that one, that's like the one positive I'll give for film adaptations. It's really sad that that's the only one I can think of, but here we are. Oh no, what am I thinking? Lord of the Rings, obviously, and the first Narnia movie, The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. Yeah, those are great adaptations. What am I thinking? I don't know, but yes, those as well, because I've never read the Lord of the Rings books, and I just don't want to. They're too thick. I don't want to. I just want to watch the movies. So, there's that. We'll do just a couple more, because this is getting to be a little long. How do you feel about ambiguous or open endings? Really just depends on the series and how attached I am to it. If it's one I know I'm going to keep reading until the end, like until the very last book in the series, then I'm fine with it, because I know I have another one coming that will hopefully answer questions. But I mean, books with plot twists and like, you know, like, I'm fine with it. I'm really fine with it. It just depends. Next question. Do you have any signed books? What about special edition books? I do have some signed books. Which ones are they? This one is signed. Wilderness of Stars by Shay Earnshaw. Let me set that down for a second. This one is signed right here by Shay Earnshaw. And I've started this, have not finished it. It's interesting so far. I'm not too sure about it. I was so excited to read it, but I'm not sure. We'll see when I end up finishing it, but I'm not so sure about it yet. Do I have, oops, I'm making a mess. Do I have any other signed books? Yes, I do. Stephanie Garber. I have this one signed by Stephanie. The Ballad of Never After, which I still have yet to read, but I plan to read it soon. But yes, this one is signed, and it's beautiful. I love it. Is this one signed too, actually? This one? I don't think so. Let me see. No, I don't think it is. So just that one is signed, but it's very special to me. I don't think I have any other signed copies of anything. No, I don't believe I do. So, those two, which makes me very happy because I love both authors. Okay. I'll do 2 more. So one is, what's a book that people would be surprised to learn you haven't read yet? Probably Harry Potter. I haven't read them, and I really don't plan to. I'm really sorry. Like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. I would rather read them when they're like epic fantasies like that. Like, I don't know if that would be considered an epic fantasy. I guess maybe it would be. But when it's like that, I would rather not read it. I would rather watch the movie. That's just me. But, yeah, probably that series is probably one that people might be surprised about. I feel like people are always surprised when you say you haven't read Harry Potter. So, I think that one. What other ones are there? Yes, okay, I like this one. I'll end with this one. Do you keep track of quotes you like from books? How or where? So, yes, I annotate my books. I don't write in them. I just annotate with like the stickies that you get at like Walmart. I use these. As well as these ones. Those are what I annotate with. And then when I'm using my Kindle, I just highlight quotes that I like and things like that so I can remember them. So that is it for this Q&A. I would definitely love to do another one with questions that you guys might have. So definitely feel free to leave some comments with some questions you want me to answer. I would love to do that for you guys, just to give you guys a chance to get to know me a little bit better too. So if you have any questions, please leave them down below, and I'll wait till I get like a good amount, and then I'll go through them. And then I might actually I can't talk, it's fine. I might also do a assumptions about me. And if you don't follow me on Instagram, that's where I'm going to put like links for that, for like the question box. So definitely follow me on there. I changed my username. I will have it in the description 100%, but let me see. Now it's a Clockwork Writer. So it's the same as my YouTube. So if you want to ask me questions there, I can put up a story on that so that you can send in your assumptions or your questions for another Q&A. But that is all. I hope you enjoyed this video. Make sure to comment and like and hit that subscribe button, plus the bell notification so you never miss a video. And I will see you guys in my next one. Love you. Bye.